Well, good afternoon, folks. Papa D here, coming to you from the David Deliver Space studio, right here in Central Florida. Just wanted to give you all a quick update. Some goings on here that we've already scheduled on the channel, but wanted to make you all aware of it in the form of a quick live update anyway. Number one, looks like Boeing and NASA have agreed to attempt the second launch of the Starliner, and that will be on June 1st. And they are shooting for about a 12-15 launch window in the afternoon. I believe NASA's going live. We'll probably carry the live run with them 8:30 on that day on June 1st. But seems like everything is subject to change, of course. But it looks like they have gotten to the point where they feel comfortable with the updates and corrections and repairs they've made. The helium vessel, it's my understanding, still is leaking, but it's within the parameters, the mission parameters, where they feel comfortable about it. So at this point, we are technically looking at a go for the first on Starliner. And the two astronauts are still in, and they still have been, in quarantine. They were not let out of it because they weren't sure when these corrections could be made. And again, to recap, that was a replaced valve, pressure relief valve, in one of the thruster pods. Helium leak, which they, again, aren't going to repair, or they don't feel they need to repair it fully. There was comments made of other issues, but nothing was released as to what that meant. Apparently they've gotten to the confidence level to give it a try, and we wish them all the best. We'll be carrying that live. We do have it posted. You can hit the notify button if you haven't already, and we will notify you when that does go live. But looks like tentatively somewhere around 8 a.m. on the 1st, we'll be going live. It'll be around noonish, depending on where it all ends up, where it all heads. Number two, big important issue, big important launch, I should say. Although we do not have FAA approval yet, SpaceX is targeting, again, the way they put it is, no earlier than June 5th. For test flight number 4 of Starlink. Way too many Starlinks. Of Starship. And they were looking at an approximate T time, T0 time, not a golf time, of 8 a.m., and that would be June 5th. Again, all subject to change. There are road closures filed. It's just a matter of locking it all down, getting the final FAA approval based on flight test number 3's results. And at that point, we hopefully will see flight test number 4. And SpaceX has everything I've seen as far as interviews and releases and whatnot. SpaceX is feeling really good about this test flight. Certainly every flight they've taken so far, they've made a little bit further progress. And flight test number 3 was very close. I mean, as you recall, it made it through separation, hot sep, the whole 9 yards, and it was making re-entry. We saw that plasma field form. It was very cool. I've got that video, and I've got a short out there on the channel if you haven't seen that yet. What an amazing video SpaceX provided us all. But they got all the way to the point where it was making, well, we lost stage 1 first, and then stage 2 after the plasma field, when they should have been coming out of that and regaining communications. But made it a whole lot further. I'm not even sure that they thought that they would. But we are looking at the next attempt on or about the 5th of June at 8 a.m. And again, everything is subject to change, and everything is everything right now. We'll just cross our fingers and hope for the best. It'll be a spectacular show because I know, as a lot of you know, if this test goes to plan, SpaceX could be planning as early as Flight 5 or 6 to try to recover Stage 1 using the chopsticks at Boca Chica. And that, my friends, will be a spectacular day. They can pull that one off on the first stab. But they've got to get through this kit test to where we have a wet, dry run. And for those of you that haven't caught up to that yet, what they'll do is the autonomous system will attempt to land both Stage 1, the Mega Booster, and Stage 2, the Starship, in the same fashion and form in the ocean as if they were being caught by the chopsticks and doing a dry land landing. So if we can get through this test, reaching that parameter, the chances are very high that we will see a attempt for a dry land landing as early as Flight Test 5. But we'll have to wait, and let's not get ahead of ourselves. At this point, we're looking forward to, within hopefully the next 2 weeks, seeing this next test launch and some serious successes. So those are the two big events. There's a lot of hot testing going on. There was some issues out of McGregor. My understanding was there was a test with one of the rare cases where a engine failed. I'm doing a little bit of research on that. Hopefully bring you a little bit of video on that. There's also real movement on additional Starlink. We certainly have a lot of Starlinks going up. We've got a couple more going off this week. We also have another status launch for Earth Care, which is another launch be taking off on the 28th. So just watch the manifests. I just wanted to bring those two big milestones up to you right now. At this point, we're hoping for some real excitement, both on the manned test front of one spacecraft, and then, of course, the big enchilada of the week if it goes off on time, which would be the next attempt and hopefully successful test of Starship and the Mega Booster. So we'll keep our eyes open for that. We're also going to have the podcast dropping this week, and that will be a deeper discussion looking into Starlink, something I think a lot of folks will be interested in. That'll be up on the, right over there, right there. The Cupola Project, that's our podcast. That can be found anywhere podcasts are distributed and also on the podcast portion of our YouTube channel. So just wanted to bring those couple of updates to you. Sometimes it takes a little time for that to filter through, but we want to make sure you're up to date. Understand that our channel will always be up to date as much as we can make it up to date. And if you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, send them on in. We look forward to it. We've got the podcasts coming out here over the next week. Try to shoot one of those out every week, 10 days. Give a little bit more information on the goings-on, what's out there, what's coming up, and also a subject topic each podcast that we think you might find of interest. The second one should be very interesting. We're going to be getting really into the big question of we went to the moon, we came back from the moon, we didn't go back to the moon. Why didn't we go back to the moon? No, it's not aliens. The technology it'll take, the relearning it'll take to get us back on the surface of the moon, and also the difference between where we will be landing this time around and where we, the first and only times that we went to the moon, and why that is so important. And if you're watching anything and keeping your eyes on things, the whole world seems to be very interested in the South Pole for many reasons. Water, helium-3, pick your topic. But there's a lot of resources that we all believe are there. The Chinese are making a huge push. And we don't want to say that space race is on, but boy, it's starting to seem that way. All of a sudden, the moon has taken, if not the front stage, part of the front stage. We've got more landers going up. Intuitive Machines has got their second attempt going up here relatively shortly, working on that second spacecraft under the NASA contract. So there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to talk about, and we'll try to bring as much of that up as we can. But today's broadcast was just kind of it's a nice Saturday. It's a little warm outside here in Central Florida. I spent the day outside yesterday in the heat, and felt like, along with this morning's launch that we broadcasted, might be a good idea just to give a quick update and let you all know that if you have questions or any comments, let us know. If you'd like to support the channel, please feel free to go out to daviddeliverspace.store. Got a lot of cool merch out there, reasonably priced. See a little of it back there. Some of the stuff I brought in to just check out before we put it out on the page. Very happy with what they've produced for us. But go out there and check that out if you feel so inclined to help us support the channel and the mission of the channel and what we're here to do. And with that, I guess we'll end this. Just a real quick broadcast. Real quick hello and update, like I said. Thank you to our subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, we'd love to see you subscribe and join the family. Please like and share the videos, watch the videos. All those things, as much as you wouldn't believe it, help a lot. And it will help our mission and help us expand the number of folks that can see our channel. And hopefully also become a member of our little space nerd family. So with that, I'm going to say good afternoon. Just keep the faith. Hopefully we got a couple of interesting events coming up over the next week. And we will keep you updated with any changes that come up with regard to that or any space news that pops up. So thanks again, guys and girls. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and look forward to the next launch with you guys, which will be on Monday, the 27th. Starlink Group 660. And we'll bring that to you live. All right, folks. Have a great weekend. Thanks again for all. See you soon.